Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Mothering in Style. In today's video I'm sharing my summer makeup routine and all of the changes that I've made to my routine to make sure that my makeup lasts all day, because for a change the summer in London has been summering, it has been hot, it has been sweaty, and these are all the things I do to try and get my makeup to stay in place all day so that I can still look fresh. So let's get started. So first up is skincare, which we know is the foundation of a flawless makeup routine. So I have recently started swapping out my moisturizer because I normally use quite a rich moisturizer even though I've got oily combination skin, because contrary to popular belief, oily skin does still need moisture. But in the summer, because I feel like I can start to overproduce oil, I have been swapping out my moisturizer and using either a gel-based moisturizer. This is the Nivea Hydro Boost moisturizer, which is a favourite of mine, or I've been using a hydrating serum like this one from WONDERSKIN. Just going for a more lightweight base I've found has really helped in terms of getting my makeup to last all day. So I would recommend just kind of looking at whatever moisturizer you're using and working out if that's like the best option for what you're looking for. Next, I go in with my SPF. This is from Roche Posay. I feel like everyone uses this. Every black girl uses this. This is factor 50. SPF is not just for the summer, guys. I wear SPF all year round, but especially when I'm going to be in the sun, I just make sure that I'm being extra intentional about it. So I always make sure that I apply 2 fingers worth of SPF to make sure that I'm getting the right amount of protection. This one is super watery, so I have to put it on quick. And this is a great option for us dark-skinned women because it just disappears, it's invisible, it doesn't give you a white cast, and all that good stuff. And don't forget to get your neck and your clavicle. I kind of make sure I've got it everywhere. Once I've applied my SPF, I let it soak in a little bit, and then I go for my primer. So I'm using the NYX Shine Killer primer, and this I find really good in terms of mattifying. I really focus this on my T-zone, as that's where I get shiny. So down my nose and across my forehead, and I like to put some also on my chin here, and then the excess I'm just putting on my cheeks, but I don't really feel like I need a lot of primer there because I don't tend to get that shiny there. Once I finish with my primer, I go in with my colour corrector. This is from LA Girl, and it's the orange conceal, what is it? Orange corrector. I just go in with this, mainly around my mouth and around my eyes, as those are the areas where I have some darkness that I like to cover up. Obviously this step is optional depending on what type of skin you have, but I like to cover some of my hyperpigmentation because I find that this then means that I can wear less makeup overall. So once I've colour corrected, I always go in with my setting powder. This is from Laura Mercier. I just always use this. This is like my ride or die. And I set my whole face with this. I'm using the shade Medium Deep, and I feel like this really helps to lock in just my primer, basically. I'm setting my primer. But I like to colour correct before I do this. I'm not sure why, but that's just how I do things. But I like to colour correct before and then set it with this. And then I've been doing this new thing that I saw on TikTok. Who did I see do this? I don't remember, but I do the setting powder and then I set that again with the setting spray. And this is supposed to make your makeup just look that bit more natural, really set it in place. I think it's working. I'm not 100% sure, but it's something that I started doing recently and I'm liking the end result, so I'm keeping it going. Next, I'm gonna do my brows because I'm a brows before foundation girly, and I'm gonna do that off camera because you can see that in my clean girl makeup routine video from before. That's always my routine. If you want a detailed brow routine, then let me know, but I'm gonna do it off camera and then come back. Okay, brows done. So next up, I'm gonna do my blusher and concealer. I like to do this before my foundation. I've mentioned it in previous videos. I just think it looks more natural and I end up using less foundation, which I really like. So for blush, I'm using the e.l.f. Putty blush. This is the shade Bali. I really like this. It's burnt orange. I think it's so flattering on dark skin. And for concealer, I'm going back to my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have gone back to this recently and I just really like it. I think it's a bit more of a natural finish than the Too Faced one, which is what I normally use. But I just apply this putty concealer with my fingers. Or sometimes I do use a brush actually. Do you know what? I want to use a brush. I can't get into this makeup with your fingers thing. I did start off normally using that with my fingers, but yeah, I do prefer using a brush. I just don't like getting my fingers dirty and putting my fingers all over my face. I don't know why. Let me know what you think in the comments. I feel like I get that whole, oh, it looks more natural because the warmth of your hands and stuff, but I'm just a brush girl when it comes to makeup. Okay, so blush, yes, I've applied quite a lot, but I feel like it all works in the end. Now, I'm not a heavy concealer applier. I prefer my makeup to look a bit more natural. Makeup looking natural is all relative, and there'll be someone, I'm sure there'll be many people who think that my makeup doesn't look natural and that it might look heavy for them. But to me, this is natural makeup. That's all I can share with you, what it is to me. I like to initially blend out my concealer with a sponge first, and then sometimes I go back in with a brush. I never used to be a brush girl for concealer at all, but I recently started using a brush and I actually quite like it. But for some reason, I feel like the first blend just comes out best if I use a sponge first, so that is what I do. And I always pass it under my cheekbone here, just to get that really snatched look. I don't apply any more product, but I just put my sponge underneath my cheek like that. Okay, that's my concealer blended out. And now I'm gonna go in with my contour. I don't always contour, sometimes I just bronze, but today I feel like I just want a little bit of contour, so I don't add a lot, I literally just do a bit here. And let's do the other side. And then I like a little bit at the top of my forehead. This brush from So Eco Brushes is so good. I just love it. It's like an angled, quite dense brush, and I just find that this works so much better for my contour and my bronzer than the brush that I was using before, because I feel like it has the right amount of fluffiness, but it's also dense. It just blends out so nicely. It's my favourite brush at the moment. I'll link it below, but it really is my favourite. So that is me done. I know it's not a lot and you might not be able to tell the difference on camera, but that's just how I like it. For the rest of my base, I'm using the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. Absolutely love this. I did a bit of a review when this first came out, and now that I've been using it for a few months, I really love it. And I find with this, I don't need to use loads of product, so I feel like I squeezed out a bit too much there. And I really just apply this to the places that I haven't already applied, like my blusher and my concealer. So mainly around my mouth and my chin. I apply a minimal amount to my nose because that is where my makeup kind of breaks down the most in the heat. So I add a bit to my nose, mainly just from what's left on the brush. And then I'm just gonna apply a bit more to my forehead but like, look how much I'm using. It's like a tiny amount because I just think, especially in the sun and in the heat, less is more. So I still want my skin to be able to breathe. I don't want to feel like I'm under all of this makeup in the heat. So I just find less is more, and you don't need to be applying loads and loads of makeup to get a flawless finish. Now that I've blended that out, I'm now going to go in with my second concealer. This is just because I feel like I want a little bit more brightness under my eyes. So this is the Juvia's Place concealer. It's very, well, not very bright, but it's brighter than my normal concealer that I used first. So I really just used a small amount. I think that this has really good coverage. And for this, I blend it out with a brush. This brush is from e.l.f. and it's the Flawless Concealer brush. I really like it. And I just use this to blend out under my eye. I keep it relatively high underneath my eye, but I bring it down to blend into my blusher. And I think this just gives me a bit more of a snatched kind of looking under eye. This is with the lighter concealer. I just think it adds a little bit more brightness. And then I'm just going back in with my blusher brush and just making sure that there's like no harsh lines between the concealer and my blush. And then I also like, with this orange e.l.f. blush, to add a little bit to my brow bone. I know this sounds weird, but I just think it looks really nice. So I just add a little bit here, just to add a little bit of that warmth into my brow bone. I would normally just do this with my bronzer, but I tried this out the other day and I really liked it. So I just add a little bit there, and then yeah, just making sure that looks really seamless. And then next I'm gonna set that with my Laura Mercier powder, as I always do, to try and just hold that in place and stop it from creasing. I dust it straight off because I don't bake. I've never been into baking, both the food type and the face type. But yeah, I just don't bake, and I find that just makes my makeup cakey. So I brush it pretty much straight off. And then next I'm gonna go with my bronzer, just to add that little bit more warmth to my skin. And I'm using my trusty Juvia's Place bronzer. Absolutely love this bronzer. It gets so much use from me. It really is one of the best buys that I've made. And I use the same brush that I used for my contour, which is my favourite brush at the moment, the So Eco brush. And I find using this for the contour first, which is a cream contour, and then using it for the bronzer just works really well. And I feel like because it's had a cream on it, it almost makes the powder stick to it better, and it applies more seamlessly, in my opinion. But yeah, I really like how that works. And again, I'm just adding a little bit into my crease and kind of over my whole eyelid, to be honest. Yeah, let's use a smaller brush. I'm gonna use my fluffy brush to just put that all over my eyelid and add that warmth there. And it's kind of intensifying where I already put that blush. And I'm not a big nose contour girl. If you've watched my previous videos, you know my thoughts on that, but I just add a bit here into the bridge of my nose just to get the dimension back into my face. Right, how are we feeling about the base? I feel like it's looking really good. Yeah, I'm just really liking it. So I'm gonna go on to eyes, and let's be realistic, it's not everyday falsies, or at least for me. I don't wear falsies every day. I've never been that girl. I can't, I'm not even that good at applying them to be wearing them every day. But what I have found is I've gone back to curling my lashes, and I never used to be honest, I say I've gone back, but I've never been a big lash curler, but I used to say that I couldn't really tell the difference. Now I totally take that back, and it makes a huge difference. So on the days that I'm not planning to wear lashes, I always curl my lashes now before I apply my mascara. I just curl my lashes first. I try and get as close down to the root as I can. And I really try and get these inside lashes here. They're the ones that I feel like really make the difference to kind of opening up your eye. So I really try and get those as much as I can. The two mascaras that I'm loving at the moment are the WONDERSKIN Powerful Mascara and then also the Colossal Big Shot Mascara from Maybelline. This is an oldie but a goodie, and I feel like people really sleep on drugstore mascaras, but they're good, they're really good. So I'm gonna use the WONDERSKIN one first because I think this has the type of head on it that really separates the lashes. I feel like with this, I can really get down and dirty. I can get all the way down to the roots of my lashes. And controversial opinion, I don't like doing my bottom lashes. I really don't. I don't know why, but I have just never liked how it looks on me to have my bottom lashes done. And that's both when I do them or when I've had my makeup done by makeup artists in the past. I don't like the way that it looks, and I think it's because I don't have very big eyes. I actually feel like adding mascara to the bottom somehow makes my eyes look even smaller. So I don't feel like it opens up my eyes the way that it should. But I know people think that's a big makeup mistake, is to not wear mascara on your bottom lashes, but this is when you just have to do what works for you, not follow the rules, and mascara on the bottom lashes doesn't work for me. Now that I've let that WONDERSKIN mascara dry down a bit, I'm going back in with the Maybelline one now because I feel like this one really adds volume. And that's the difference. So this is the eye that I've had the two coats, well it's multiple coats, but the two mascaras on this eye, and then this is just the WONDERSKIN one. So I really hope you can see the difference. But I feel like the Maybelline Colossal one just adds that additional volume. Okay, that is my lashes done, which I'm actually really happy with because normally, especially if I'm going to be on camera, I really feel like I have to have falsies on, but I'm really happy with how this looks with no falsies. So next I'm going to do my lips, and one of the things I've added into my routine is a lip scrub, and I'm absolutely loving it. And I have used lip scrubs in the past and I've never really felt like they made a difference, but this one I really feel like it makes a huge difference to just how smooth my lips are and how well everything applies afterwards. This is the WONDERSKIN Wonder Blading 3-in-1 lip scrub. This I've been using for a few weeks because they sent me some products to try through my Instagram, and I absolutely love this, and then they asked me to collaborate with them on it. So I absolutely love this lip scrub, and I made the mistake when I first used it of pressing really hard, and so it's now kind of collapsed. But now what I do is just put it on my lips and then I rub it with my finger so that I can really put that pressure on to get off any dry skin. And I just really rub it in. I make sure that I get into the corners and the sides of my lips because they're the areas that I tend to get dryness. And I just use this to exfoliate and get that smooth feeling to my lips. Once I'm finished exfoliating my lips with the scrub, I just wipe it off with a tissue, and then I'm just reapplying my makeup because I really should have done this before doing my base. So I'm just making sure that my makeup is all fixed around my lips. And now I'm just applying some lip balm, just a small amount as a base for my lip colour. And I hope you can see this on camera, but my lips are just so smooth after using this, and I find that every lip colour that I apply after this just lasts a lot longer and looks a lot smoother. For lips, now I'm a nude girl, and in summer a glossy nude lip is just life, but I have been doing a bit of a new combo, and that is, obviously we're going to start off with chestnut liner. I know, I feel like I need to try out some new brown lip liners because I use chestnut all the time and I like to rub it in a bit. Okay, and then the e.l.f. Putty blush, I then use that as my lip colour, and I know that using a blush as a lipstick is nothing new, but I haven't done it in a long time, and I did this yesterday and I just thought it looked gorgeous. There's something about a matching lip and blush that is just very effortless. So I'm gonna add a bit on just with my finger, and oh, I think that looks really nice. I just feel like it marries together really well between the cheek and the lips. Now, I think we should add a gloss. I don't know whether to use a clear gloss, or I want to show you guys my favourite gloss of the moment. I've never tried it with this combo, we'll try it. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But this gloss from Maybelline Lifter Gloss, Shade Bronze, it's my favourite. It has been my go-to girl all summer. I normally use this over, lo and behold, a nude lip, but I'm gonna try it over this and let's see. It's basically just a bronzy kind of brownie shade. I feel like it should work, but let's go for it. I think I'm gonna just concentrate it in the middle. Yeah, okay, I think I love it. It's nice, it's really nice. Oh, this is lush. Do you know what, I did not plan this, but this top, this orange with the orange blush and the lips, this has come together beautifully. I'm sorry. This has really it's really come together. I didn't even plan this through. Wasn't 100% sure I was gonna use that blush or anything. This has come out really, really nice. I just think no one can argue with that. I'm just really, really happy with this. Okay, I'm really trying not to look too smug, but I just think this has come together perfectly. So I'm going in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder just to kind of like finish and blend everything out. I don't apply a lot of this, I really just apply a tiny amount. Then Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I'm gonna be controversial and I'm not actually gonna set my face again. I find with this setting spray, yes, it does kind of hold your makeup, but I also think it's about making your makeup look like skin, and I feel like I already have that look right now. So I don't feel like I need this, but I will put it in my bag and I always take it out with me, because when your makeup starts to get that, I don't know, just that look that it can have where it looks like it's sitting on your face, I feel like this is great for refreshing your makeup during the night or during the day. So I will take it with me. I don't really feel like I need to apply any more. And then my final addition is my Bondi Sands Spray SPF. This is the Face SPF 50 facial, or what's it called, sunscreen mist. This is something that I've only recently started using. You are supposed to reapply your sunscreen every 2 hours, and I'll be honest, I don't do that. I just put my sunscreen on when I do my skincare routine. So I bought this to try and make me apply it more when I'm out. If you want me to do a bit more of a review on this, I will. I've only recently started using it, so I'm really trying to get into the habit of using it. So this is something that I'll take out with me and have in my handbag. So that's it. That is my summer makeup routine. Let me know what you think down in the comments. You can tell that I'm obviously really happy with it. I think it turned out really well. But let me know what you think in the comments, and any other videos that you would love to see from me. If you've made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you. Click subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you join the family. Take care. Bye.